Hi there, it's Paulie here. Yay! Just to do a little anecdote for you guys. So I've just come back from India, as you might have noticed. Now, normally I don't really like to milk other people's misfortunes for entertainment. However, I'm going to do in this case because lemming-like behaviour is funny. So, okay, so India, of all places on earth, this is where you should be really careful about local water and contamination. This is where you really do need the cholera and the typhoid inoculations. You really do. It's unspeakably dirty. And it's well known for that, you know. This place makes Mexico look like a love letter to your colon. But, so, we're in the middle of Rajasthan, which is a desert place, and this charming couple that I'm with, you know, we are in a long bus ride out in the middle of nowhere, and it stops off, thank you for a potty break, and there is like it's really just like a truck stop. There's a couple of toilets there, if you must, but also there's some guys, and these guys have just got two tables out beside the road, sun beating down on them, they don't have a roof over themselves. And they've just got like the remnants of a fire beside them and a couple of pots where they have made up different curries, and they've just got these sitting on the table in big bowls, and they got a whole bunch of breads there, and if you want you can just say, hey, you know, I'll buy some of this off you, and yahoo, you can get a curry. Truck stop curry in the middle of Rajasthan, which has been sitting in the sun for 3 or 4 hours easily. So bafflingly, this couple decides they want nothing better in life than to eat these curries. Now, that night they got dysentery. I don't mean they got upset stomachs or diarrhea, they got honest to God dysentery, blood fountaining out of both ends. And it went off to hospital and stayed there for 5 days. It took 5 days with intravenous drips and antibiotics for them to recover. And then they eventually caught up with us again, and it was good to see them, and we're in another bus through another obscure rural area, and the bus stops. Oh, truck stop curry, and these two head straight for it. I actually had to leap in at that point and just say, look, stop, don't, absolutely don't. There's actually like a service station bit over here, where you can just get, if you're hungry, there's some chips and some Coke. Get the pre-packaged stuff. Don't buy. Look, there'll be a point where a doctor will be having a conversation at you, and what he'll say is, so what was it about the second time that you thought was going to be different from the first? You know, and I'd like to hear your answer beforehand. You know, I need to know what made you think this is a good idea. They were lemming-like, and so there was a hippy-dippy American woman with us, you know, the sort that believes in amethyst crystals and everything's haunted and she can have two-way conversations with spirits at yada yada squee. Yeah, here's all her past lives, and of course she's running around getting, you know, blessings everywhere in India that she can. And we go to this town Varanasi, and Varanasi is like the most sacred town in India, and it's on the Ganges, and it's where everyone buries their dead. And I don't mean throwing in their ashes, because they do that, thousands of Hindus send them stuff, but they just throw bodies in the river. Poor people can't afford to get cremated, which is really, they just bung them on the riverbanks and, you know, on top of a pile of logs and burn them. So they just throw the bodies in the river, and don't want to revolt you, but the bodies of like babies and children and so on, they often don't even bother doing that. They scrape a shallow grave in the side of the mud banks next to the river and put the bodies in, and then as the rains come and, you know, that area gets swallowed by water, they're all washed out again. It's also a place where the local sewage is just pumped into the river untreated, and a lot of industries just pump industrial effluent into it. 600,000 Indians a year die from the biological and chemical pollution of that river. And then this woman turns up and says, oh, you know, and she's got like blessing mark, and I had a great time down by the river, and yeah, and I went to the ceremony, and that was fantastic, and yeah, and then they gave me holy water to drink. holy water to drink. Yeah. That's from the river. What? Oh yeah, it is. It's like, no. They've walked down into the mud, the mud's composition of which I don't even want to think, have stuck a bucket in that river, come up, and you've drunk from that. Oh, it's okay, it can't hurt me. It was blessed. So that's 3 cases of raging dysentery out of a group of 12 people. Lemmings! It was like travelling with lemmings. It was amazing. Do you know Willy Wonka? The original Willy Wonka thing where he just gets tired of it. So it's like, if someone's going to do something nice suicidal, he just says, no, don't, stop. I really felt like that because every time someone's going to do something, please don't do this. It's like, oh wow, look, I've just gone to this place and I'm going to eat the chickens. Come with me, yeah. Can you see all those dead chickens hanging on hooks in the sun? Yeah. That's where your meal's coming from. So maybe go vegetarian tonight. There's no refrigeration and that's been there all day because I've been here all day and you know, they've only moved now that you've ordered some chicken, someone just took one off a hook and took it inside. Oh yeah, but I mean they know what they're doing. No, they don't. They honestly don't. Yeah. I assure you they don't. The locals are like going down like 9 pins to this stuff too. So yeah, it really was, yeah, my very own little kamikazes. There was a tour group of 12 people. I was the only one that didn't end up hospitalised for gastric stuff. Oh, except for the one woman who was hospitalised because she was gored by a sacred cow. And again, don't touch the animals in countries like this. Do not. And you're told to stay away from the cows. They're vicious. I'll walk up and I'll pat it on the nose because it's a moo-moo. It's like, okay. Off to hospital with you, my dear. Yeah. So, there's like if you watch the movie Battle of Britain, like when the Luftwaffe is really taking casualties, they're sitting around the dinner table looking glum and they're all in their best for dinner, but there are all these empty spots at the table where there's just like a laurel wreath with a candle burning. And it felt a bit like that. It's, oh, let's go to dinner. It's like, oh wait, who's missing tonight? These two, whatever. Oh, that one's got gastroenteritis. And, well, that one's got a urinary tract infection because they decided not to drink any water all day because the local train's toilets, which you're going to have to take, were so filthy they didn't want to go for a wee. So, okay, but now you've got a UTI and you've... Fine. So... It was just... So, I've actually written a book on going to India, and it's almost a matter of like, I went through this so that the rest of you don't have to. I mean, it was... the history was amazing. I am a fan of the culture and everything, but oh my God, the fact that people wouldn't take basic elemental precautions to see these things, I just found astonishing, just astonishing. Anyway, bye.